4 years ago, I was in the psych ward. I was blindsided by shrieks of accusations being hurled my way. You, why are you spying on me? Stop following me. Just because I'm famous doesn't mean you can invade my privacy. I was a medical student at the Johns Hopkins Hospital when I first learned what a delusion was. A belief that is persistently held despite evidence to the contrary. Over these past 4 years, I've realized just how widespread delusions are in our society. We have Grammy Award-winning artists who believe that the moon landing was faked, and we have professional basketball players who believe that the earth is flat. But when people put on their tinfoil hats, put tape over their webcams, and wait for the reemergence of the lizard people, we laugh them off instead of worrying about their mental health. But just because a conspiracy theory is funny doesn't mean it's a joke. Deep down, conspiracy theories are symptoms of a broader problem, the Fundamental Attribution Error, or the FAE. This is the tendency to prefer explanations based on perceived intent and motive, rather than circumstance and coincidence. Today, my core message to you is the FAE is alive in your daily life. I'm going to show you 3 ways in which this bias plays a role in your life: pandemic conspiracy theories, minority oppression, and self-help gospels. While flat earth truthers may seem harmless, conspiracy theories can be more serious than you would think. Theories espoused by QAnon, such as the COVID-19 virus was developed in a lab, or the vaccine contains tracking microchips, can have seriously damaging consequences on the health and livelihoods of people worldwide. These theories are often more appealing than the truth because they offer people an illusion of control. For many, the pandemic is terrifying, poorly understood, and massively disruptive. My grandmother is one of these people. Before the pandemic, she was a super social person. But now, her life has been completely uprooted, and she blames it on numerous unfounded conspiracies. In a crisis like this, it's easy for her to believe that an evil plot being orchestrated by evil villains, all acting in concert, is the responsible agent for the pandemic. What's more challenging for her to believe is that the world came to a grinding halt because one small virus from one small bat made a series of jumps to an unlucky man in a Chinese marketplace. Because that's too insignificant, too unsatisfying a reason. For people like my grandmother, they believe these theories because of the FAE. They assign someone's ulterior motives to the origins of the pandemic rather than sheer chance. To change their views, we must first realize that these people are not delusional, but rather, they too just want to understand and have certainty during these trying times. Rather than lambasting them for their beliefs or censoring them on Twitter, we should empathize with them and equip them with the tools so that they can overcome these false beliefs on their own. We need to make people more media and science literate. Research has found that taking critical thinking classes actually reduces your susceptibility to conspiracy theories. By making people question the facts behind their own beliefs, as hard as that may be, they can overcome conspiracy theories and the FAE on their own. Again, my core message to you today is the FAE is alive in your life. Next, let's talk about minority oppression. How about a quiz? True or false? Hard work, talent, and personal perseverance are the keys to success and wealth. If you answered true, then you have fallen victim to the FAE. In reality, the best way to die rich in America is to be born rich. For every rags to riches headline we see, there are countless untold stories of poverty and misfortune. We rush to celebrate those who succeed against all odds, yet regularly overlook why the odds were so long in the first place. For so many people, the levers of destiny are out of their grasp. So why do we even overlook these odds in the first place? Society would have us believe that we live in a just world, where the world is the way it is for a good reason, and that those who have it bad must have done something to deserve it. The black kid who got shot should not have been running away from the police. The woman who was assaulted should not have dressed that way. As someone who suffered from an eating disorder and could not receive treatment for over a year, I am pained when I hear people claim that overweight and obese people should simply have more willpower and eat less. Those in power blame individuals to distract away from the systemic change and empathy for others that our society truly needs. We must recognize this. How can we hope to change our unequal and unfair systems in society if we do not recognize our own roles in perpetuating these beliefs? If we wish to weave equality into the fabric of our society, we must first begin by assessing the nature of our own convictions. The FAE is alive in your daily life. Next, let's talk about something that I hold dear. I love self-help books. My bookshelf is full of books, winning friends and influence, and not giving a fuck. Marie Kondo's The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up was as life-changing to me as the title suggests. I even received self-help books for my birthday. Now, I don't know what that says about what my friends think about me, but I can tell you what that reveals about what I believed, that if only I acted and behaved better, I could live a better life. Our society forces this gospel of self-help upon all of us. We're told to shore up our inadequate abilities, fix our character flaws, and overcome our individual obstacles and weaknesses. But this approach has one crucial flaw, the FAE, because it does not consider the role of context. The problem with self-help isn't that you're unable to help yourself, but rather, it falsely promises that you and you alone are responsible for your successes and failures. In reality, your individual qualities and your environment determine your behavior. But the biggest piece of this explanatory pie is circumstance. And so, if we wish to accomplish our self-help goals, we must structure our surroundings in such a way that it reduces our need to be so self-reliant on our individual decisions and willpower. For example, if you want to eat more healthily, you shouldn't rely on your willpower to stop you from eating all the cookies. Instead, you should fill your cupboards and refrigerators with healthy snacks instead of junk food. If you want to write that novel, you should set aside an hour every day to jot down words instead of waiting for inspiration to strike. If we structure our surroundings to set us up for success, perhaps we won't have to be so hard on ourselves in the future. So, let me summarize. Whether through the conspiracy theories of others, societal minority oppression, or your own beliefs about yourself, the fundamental attribution error plays a critical role in molding how you interact with society and the shape of society itself. My challenge for you is to not only become aware of this error, but also to refuse its seductive pull. Here are 3 ways. 1, practice empathy and gratitude, especially when in discussions with others about their opinion. 2, practice self-awareness. Look inwards and critically assess the facts that underlie your beliefs. And 3, pause. Think about the circumstances that could be at play before judging others. Give people the benefit of the doubt. If there's one thing you can take away from this talk, I hope it's this. Give yourself and others a break. Thank you.